What's going on, my good people? This your boy, Light Up the Entertainer, here to bring you some action between Jackson State University and Mississippi Valley State University. This is going to be an interesting band battle between both of these bands. Last year on the SWAC tier list, I named that battle between Mississippi Valley and Jackson State one of the best battles I seen last year in 2024. Okay? So I don't know what to expect. Hopefully we might get that exact same results because they was coming at each other's necks like it was no tomorrow. Like Mississippi Valley didn't miss in fifth or Jackson didn't miss in fifth. So that says a lot. So I hope that they bring it out of each other in this battle. Okay? I hope that they sound clean, etc. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, again, liking up this video will boost up the algorithm for people to see the video if they haven't. Okay, so I really appreciate y'all in the long run. All right, so there was 0 quarter footage, halftime footage, and 5th quarter footage. Okay, so we got a lot to grade here today, so we're gonna get into it. Please look to the cards next to me so you know we'll be grading for 0 quarter. We're grading sound selection, power, articulation, arrangement, overall cleanness. Maximum points they can make all together is 45. In 0 quarter, some bands tend to play spirit songs. Okay, so depending on what they play depends on their exact grade. Okay, so some songs are forced. Some songs are like, why did you play it? But spirit songs are definitely tied into the school. So, sometimes that's just how it happens. And football teams got certain songs when they come out, etc. So I can kind of depict what is a spirit song and what is not a spirit song, but I give them a little bit more credit when they don't play anything out of their book as far as spirit songs. So hopefully we won't get into that in this 0 quarter, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to shut up. Let's get into the action. All right? Mississippi Valley's first.
I would say it's like having.
Whew, that was crucial. That was real crucial. I gotta give them that. That was nice. I have one little minor critique. It's high brass. Don't overdo it. Don't overshoot it, man. That's all I gotta say. But everything else was perfect. Everything else was perfect. They just gotta make sure they don't overdo that pocket with the high brass. But it was good. It was good. That's a nice way to start the battle off. All right, moving on. Jackson. Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a nice little battle. I can't wait to see how this is going to go. The battle of the pens, dog. The battle of the pens, family. All right, moving on. Whew. Mississippi Valley with that power, dear God. Alright, song selection 5, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. Almost a perfect high brass. High brass overcommitted. High brass is definitely overcommitted. I just feel like, it has to be in tuned as well. There was a lot of things when they was like, it's tone quality, and just because you hit a high note does not mean it sound good. You got to play in the pocket. I don't care how many screamers you got. It takes one screamer to sound horrible, and it throws off the whole entire song, okay? Vice versa for every other section, So, it takes one bad egg to ruin the bunch. So, that's kind of the tell for that one. Moving on. Oh my gosh. my gosh, man. Like, that. Man, Jackson don't send a nuke on their ass, bro. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh my gosh. Jackson don't send that nuke, bro. You better run now. Oh man, that is crazy. Oh, that is crazy. Jackson. Oh, damn. Alright, moving on. That was Super Saiyan, bruh.
Ladies and gentlemen, now have your attention at this particular time. We ask that you please stand for the presentation of color, followed by the prayer and the national anthem. And the national anthem to be played by the MVSU marching band.
Alright, let's get out of grade. Again, when you try to outdo a band with power and you don't know how to control that power, it's not going to sound good. And that was the tell and take. Alright, song selections 5, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness, I'm going to give cleanness an 8. You know, it was almost a 7, but I gave him an 8. It's some parts that need to be sprucing up. High brass, I don't know what they got to do with that, but good God. High brass, bro. High brass. There was a couple other parts too with the other bands, but mostly high brass, bro. Moving on. Alright, there's a spirit song for Jackson. Jackson. Oh man, let's get a grade. By default, it's a 4 for song selection. Power is 10, articulation is 10, arrange is 10, cleanness is a 10. I got them a 44. Almost a perfect by default. They also can replace their song if they get a chance to be ahead over Mississippi Valley. So let's say Mississippi Valley doesn't respond and Jackson gets another edge. They can't substitute that grade if they're ahead, by the way. Moving on. We're not going to grade this because both bands are playing. Jackson. Jackson. Oh man, that was nice. That was nice. And they get a chance to replace that song too. They get a chance to replace that song too. Wow. Yeah, fam. Jackson did it, bruh. Jackson did do it. They was able to capitalize. Alrighty. So, current standings. Okay? In zero quarter, right now, Jackson State is up by 3 points. Count them, 3 points. Okay? It's a significant lead in zero quarter, but that can change in halftime. Okay? So, Mississippi Valley has to really wow me in the halftime show in order for them to catch up or to capitalize over Jackson. I'm hoping that they can do that. All right? Jackson's a hard band to go against, but that it is what it is. If you made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. One thing I would say as well is that there's no favoritism involved in this just because I went with Jackson State's media team, okay? They did not have any other media team that captured Jackson State's field show, unfortunately. A1 Media was able to capture Mississippi Valley's, thank God. But for some strange reason, no one got Jackson State but Jackson State's media. So I wanted to put that out there as well. So just to give y'all that thought process going into this battle, okay? So with that being said, if y'all want to know what we're grading, please look to the cards next to me so you know what we're grading. We're grading entrance, songs, formation, dancers, breakdown, overall creativity. Maximum points they can make all together is 25. With the extra incentive with creative, they can get a possible 30. Okay? With that being said, what I'm expecting? I'm expecting 8 to 5 to be there for formations. I'm expecting the symmetry to look good. I'm expecting the step-outs to look good. I'm expecting bandsmen to pick their legs up, not be out there skating. Okay? For the songs, if the band is stationary, I'm expecting it to sound clean. I'm also hoping that, I don't really take off while they're marching because the sound shakes. So more so when they're stationary. For dancers, the dance moves going right for them, the stunts, etc., the symmetry, all that looks good and clean. They're not second guessing themselves. I'm expecting at least 3 breakdown features from both bands. At least 3 breakdown features. It's not essential, but I feel like, what time you can utilize your time effectively, you can give me 3. Okay? So creativity is kind of self-explanatory. So with that being said, let's get into the action. Jackson State's first.
In Abena, we're back! You're looking at the only swag band that's faced every opponent on our schedule this season, week after week, and still brings fresh music, crisp precision, and unmatched energy. While the others rest, the Sonic Boom has been working, perfecting, and performing as the standard of excellence in the sweat. Today, the Boom continues its BTA 2025 tour, and the next stop is right here in Valley. And now, our signature fanfare, Blowing. All right, Tiger fans, they call us visitors, but today we're taking over Valley Stadium. Here's our theme song, the anthem that unites the Blue Nation. Get ready! All right, Blue Nation, get those pom-poms in the air.
I like this angle.
And there it is, JSU, for Jackson State University, the only HBCU in Mississippi whose campus isn't in the middle of nowhere.
pretty. We have a couple people out here skating. Get them legs up, dog.
Schedule, we just mark it down as another anniversary of them catching an L.
Oh, the shade, bruh. The shade, bruh.
Anniversary.
Get that.
We can never get enough of them. Valley is the only band that did it. The whole band that did it and got away with it. But they ain't ever really admit it. So who they claim to be really ain't it. Ooh, wee! You're tuned in to BTA TV. Assistant band directors, Mr. Travis Pruitt and Dr. Justin Sherrod, who also serve as director of production, director of the Prancing J-Sets.
Alrighty, let's give that a grade. That was a very entertaining show. A very entertaining show, man. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, man. That was nice. I enjoyed that from the boom, dog. Definitely did. So, entrance is a 5, songs is a 5, formations is a 5, dancers is a 5, breakdowns a 4, creativity is a 5. They got them a 29. Whew, that's a humongous grade, bruh. Almost a perfect, bruh. Almost a perfect, man. Like, and almost a perfect 30. Like, it's there. Definitely there. That's definitely a passing grade for me. You know, the tell of the take is Mississippi Valley gonna come with it? That's the tell of the take right there, man. Cause that right there, woo, man. Jackson came with that energy. It looked clean. Songs sounded good. Dances looked good for the majority. Breakdown. The only thing I have to say about the breakdown is that it can just be a tad bit cleaner. I get what they were doing, but they just need to have a little bit more cleanness in some of their moves. You know, it could be just a tad bit cleaner. But besides that, it was good. I enjoyed myself. I was a strong field show from Jackson State. Damn sure strong field show from Jackson State. Alright, moving on. Alrighty, so we're moving on to Mississippi Valleys, okay? So if you made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing, okay? So let's get to it.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. Is this mic on?
Are they gonna bring that heat? Let's find out. Let's go, Valley.
USA, did you know JSU stand for Just Stealing University? That band is juicy. On behalf of the greatest president in the universe, President Michael Cal Briggs, and executive director of bands, Dr. Bonds. Ooh-wee! B-I-F-T-V! Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the best. So forget the rest. We ask that you stand up, sing, dance, and enjoy the show. This is the only band that did it, got away with it, exchange we admit it. That's why we came with it, because we is it. You will never forget. Put your hands together for the main three. Mississippi Valley State University. Let's get busy. Introducing the two members of this evening. Kamari Buck.
Okay. Okay, Valley. some 8 to 5 issues here. Got some more 8 to 5 issues going on here. You gotta look at your peripheral, man, if you're off. Some more 8 to 5 issues here. Step off more so. Some more step off issues. 8 to 5 is bad. Some more step off issues. I feel like the ending can be a little bit cleaner though. Just from that view, I feel like the girls in the back could have been a little bit better.
Also, we want to give a special shout out to our V Club.
But that did bring a lot of creativity though. It definitely did.
At this time, will all the 2025, 2026 seniors please come to the front of the field? With a round of applause, please make some noise for our 2025, 2026 graduating class!
let's do some skipping.
Party Dottie, Valley likes to party. Let's go! Hurry up!
Got the energy.
Make sure you spray that catch alcohol inside that thing, sonny. Let's take it home, man, Green. Introducing the band now. Let's get to the
Alrighty. Let's get that a grade. Alrighty. So, entrance is a 5, songs is a 2, formations, entrance is a 5, songs is a 5, formations a 2, dancers a 4, breakdown, I'm going to give them a 4. I'm going to give them a 4. If they gave me one more feature, I probably would have gave them a 5. Because they actually had the energy and they actually looked clean. Cleanest, as far as creativity, is a 5. Okay? Let's see what they got. Not bad. I think that's one of the strongest field shows I've seen from Valley. They definitely need to work on their formations, though. That 8 to 5 and step outs was killing them, though. Definitely was killing them. They got a 25. A 25. I feel like, there was some parts that can be a little bit sprucing up. I'm going to explain why. Formations and the step offs was killing them. As far as them doing the 8 to 5 consistently in the step offs, if you're marching 8 to 5, you got to use your peripheral. If you're not using your peripheral, it's going to look off. And that did not look good for Valley. Dancers did good. They actually brought a lot of creativity for the band. I think the ending is what hurt them for me. Alright, so I just docked them off. Just seemed like they was not comfortable with the ending. That's what it looked like to me on a video. As far as the breakdown was actually good. Breakdown was really good. I think this is their strongest breakdown they have gave me this season. One thing I would say is that they had the energy and it actually looked clean. They just needed one more feature for me for it to become a 5. Alright? But, yeah. Everything else was good. Entrance, drum majors kicked ass in the entrance. I got to give them that, too. Entrance, they did definitely good. Songs was actually pretty decent, too. So, they got a 25. Alright? So, alrighty, so current standings in halftime. Right now, Jackson State is up by 7 points in halftime. Okay? They are currently up by 7 points in halftime. Alright? So Jackson State definitely has a clutch lead right now, but that can definitely dissipate in 5th quarter. It really depends if Jackson State fumbled the bag in 5th quarter against Valley. If not, it's going to be a clean sweep Jackson. Alright? So, it definitely depends on how Jackson approaches this situation, if they stay consistent or not. And I need Valley to come through and not overhang. Alright? So, if you made it this far in the video, give your boy a like and subscribe. And if you want to go the extra mile, be part of my membership program. The membership program, you get several perks, etc. go into detail about it in the link above. So please click on that link above. I'll go into great detail about it, okay? Thank you so much. Please be a part of this family. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, please hit the thank you tab below. All donations will proceed into me getting YouTube Premium. So as you can tell, I had to edit a couple commercials out of this video as far as my reaction. So with that being said, that will help me not have to worry about that anymore, and I can just react without me interrupting my my mood. And same thing for y'all. We can get to a good part of a song, then a random commercial pop up. So that's what these proceeds will go to. Eventually, once we reach that goal, we will be implementing shirts. So I will have a couple shirt ideas for y'all, and y'all can buy it in my store whenever that does come around, okay? But I really appreciate y'all, man. I mean, it means so much for y'all to be a part of my family. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. All right? So, with that being said, we're moving on to fifth quarter, okay? Fifth quarter is unique, okay? It's a unique fifth quarter. Like I said, last year, Mississippi Valley and Jackson, they had the best fifth quarter of the year last year. So I don't know what to expect out of this. I'm going to have big things for both of these bands. So fingers crossed that it goes the way I want it to. So, that's my verdict on that. So please look to the cards next to me so we'll be grading for fifth quarter. We're grading sound selection, power, articulation, arrangement, overall cleanness. Maximum points they can make all together is 50. There's no spirit songs on fifth quarter. I hope not. But if they do, I would take them off tremendously. But what I would say about fifth quarter as well, this is my first reaction to this battle. So please do not get in your feelings about these grades. This is my honest opinion and my take on the battle. If I miss something, that means I missed something. But I'm not perfect. I'm human. So at the end of the day, do not get in your feelings because of these results. This is just my opinion. You can voice your opinion below, but don't bash your boy because you disagree with me. Also, if you attend these schools, great. I enjoyed that y'all go to these schools and y'all part of this family. But don't put, because I went to this band, and you put too much pride in it, take the pride out of it. It's all about musicianship at the end of the day. So it's all love here. It's all love here. So it's not me bashing any band organization or anything. This is all love here. Okay? So with that being said, let's get into the action. Jackson stays first. Alrighty. Jackson came with that power. Song selections 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. High brass. There was a couple high brass that were not attacking together, and there was some people who were kind of overhanging just a tad bit. If the high brass was a little bit tighter in this piece, I think they would have got a perfect from me. But almost a perfect. Not bad. Moving on. Okay, Valley. Okay, Valley sounded pretty good for the majority. Not bad. Alright, song selections 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. What I would say about that piece from them is that in the beginning, the intro and the close to the middle of the part where the trumpets and the runs in the beginning, they were not as solid as it could have been. Everything else was good when they got close to the end. It seemed like they got it, but the runs with the high brass they was kind of struggling with. If they would have got that from me, I probably would have gave them a perfect. Okay? It was more so the runs. That's it. So, moving on. Almost a perfect. Not bad. He got piccolos. Whew. Jackson. Jackson, man. That was nice. That was nice, Jackson. Very, very good. Very, very good, Jackson. All right, moving on. Okay, Valley. Okay, Valley. Yeah. Yeah, Valley. That's what I'm talking about. That is not bad at all. That was not bad at all. Good job. Good job. Can't say anything negative about it. It was nice. It was solid. Everybody played in the pocket. That's what I like to hear from Valley. That right there. It shows y'all musicianship. That's what I care about right there. All right. Moving on. Okay. Dog, man. Jackson. There went Super Saiyan in this thing, fam. Jackson. Jackson, fam. Oh my gosh. Moving on. Mm. Alright, let's get at a grade. Sun selections 10, powers 10, articulations 9, arrangements 10, cleanness I'm giving them a 9. 48. There was a lot of attacking issues in that. It was also people who were missing. They were not even attacking together. It was just a tad bit late or etc. And it was kind of throwing some of the stuff off as far as the arrangement as well. You could tell that there was some parts people were not too comfortable with that arrangement. That's what I would say. Like, it was some parts that was good, but there was some parts that was definitely bad. Alright, moving on. Alright, let's get at a grade. Alright. Sound selections 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness, I'm gonna give them a 9. Almost a perfect. The trumpet parts in the beginning, trying to catch the tempo and trying to hit that run, that part with the trumpets, that part that was kind of hard to hit for them. Yeah, that part. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one, but it was still good though. Moving on. All right, let's get at a grade. Sound selections 10, powers 10, articulations a 9, arrangements 10, cleanness I'm gonna give them an 8. I got a 47 on that one. There was just some people who were not tacking together. Some people were just they were missing. They were missing, and the runs, people hanging over slightly. There was some parts in there they definitely got to work on that. Definitely some parts they need to work on in that. Alrighty, moving on. Jackson's pen. Jackson's pen and they power is ruthless. They're just ruthless, bruh. They're just ruthless, bruh. They got a perfect. They're just ruthless, bruh. Damn, man. Oh my gosh, Jackson. Oh man, Vallis is finna close us out. This is gonna be the last round. Vallis gonna close us out, and then they're gonna hit us out with one more. Whew, Jackson, that's a good way to end it. That's a good way to end it. Mm-mm-mm. Let's get at a grade. Sound selection's 10, power's 10, articulation's 9, arrangement 10, cleanness I'm give them an 8. I got a 47 on that one. Attacking issues, people, the runs are not good, people are slightly hanging over. So, yeah, it's a tough thing to watch. It's a tough thing to watch. It seemed like they were just having a hard time. I felt like it was also some tempo issues with the tubas. So, yeah. Moving on. Let's get at a grade. Sound selections 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness, I'm going to give them a 7. I got a 47 on that one. It's a lot of people hanging over in that. Between the French horns and the trumpets, they were hanging over the most. I just feel like there can be some parts that can be way better between both of those sections. I don't know what they had going on in this, but that was not good. I mean, you know it sounds bad when it sounds like something squilling on the side of the field. That's what it sounds like in my headphones. It sounds like they squilling. It didn't even sound like a note. It sounded like it was squilling. All right? That's the me bashing organization. I'm just saying, like, sometimes if you know you can't take it up, don't take it up. You ain't about that life. Alrighty, moving on. So, who won this battle? Okay? Who won this battle? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a clean sweep. It was a clean sweep, Jackson. Jackson beat them. Okay? And it wasn't no small margin. It was a humongous margin. Okay? Jackson definitively beat Mississippi Valley in this battle. Okay? So, I wouldn't say this was the battle of the year like last year, but definitely it was a good battle prior. You know, it was good for majority.
Victory.
Yeah. Jackson really took over, man. Jackson was just, that ate their Wheaties and was ready to fight. That's what that battle was. That's the tell of the take of this battle. So let me get my fair criticism. Criticism is due. Jackson did phenomenal. They really did. There were just a couple songs that could be sprucing up in fifth, but for the majority, they were straight. They were straight. Valley, on the other hand, need to work on that field show. Definitely need to work on that field show. I gave them the blues a lot this season, especially since I've been grading them this season. I'm expecting a little bit more improvement in their field show. And they did give me better breakdown. The dancers did a little bit better. Drum majors did better. Songs sounded a little bit better. It's that drill. If they can fix that drill, I think Valor will be okay. I think Valor will be okay. That's one of the things that's kind of holding them back in some of these battles is because they field is not there yet. They drill. And their drill is not hitting just yet. They got to get that going. Got to get that going. Step offs, 8 to 5s, you name it. Now, when it comes down to that book, High Brass killed them this battle. High Brass. High Brass, High Brass, High Brass. Killed them. The runs killed them. Okay? They just was not ready for some of those pieces, and I felt like if they could play more contained, I think they would have had a better chance against Jackson. The problem is when bands go against a bigger band like Jackson, or when they go against a band like Southern, that's when they want to do extra. You got to play in your pocket. You got to play in your pocket. And if you don't, it does not sound good. And that's what hurt them. Okay? So, with that being said, really appreciate y'all for tuning in. I want to give a special shout out to my channel member. Thank you so much for being part of this family. I'm finna get up out of here, man. And like I tell y'all always, deuces.